Arlene Foster, what's the significance of this event in Brussels?
Well, this is the very first time we've had a Northern Ireland showcase, if you like, here in the heart of Brussels, and we're very delighted to be here and to really talk about all that's happening in Northern Ireland, all that has happened over this past year, all that's coming in 2013, UK City of Culture, for the very first UK City of Culture happening up in Londonderry, the World Police and Fire Games coming to Belfast in August, and of course the fact that the G8 is coming to Fermanagh in June of this year. So we have a lot to talk about, that aligned with our good food and our very famous welcome, of course, as well, that we want to extend to the people of Europe.
Now, obviously, you're one region of many for the likes of the commissioners here in Brussels. So does this kind of help to allow Northern Ireland to punch its weight on a European scale? Not just for tourism, but also things like European funding and so forth.
Absolutely, and that's another very important reason that we have to make our presence felt, and we're absolutely delighted that two of the commissioners have agreed to come along here this evening, Commissioner Hahn and Commissioner Mary Geoghegan-Quinn, and we're delighted that they're going to come along and mingle with our guests and really see what's on offer.
And you mentioned some of the events coming up. A tremendously important year for Northern Ireland to kind of be put on the international map for all those different and add those very large-scale events.
Absolutely, and we're very much aware, of course, that Ireland holds the presidency in the first 6 months of 2013, and we obviously want people, when they come to visit the Republic of Ireland, to make that journey north to Northern Ireland as well, and we want to give them a reason to do that, and that's why we're here today.
As a minister, how important is the EU for people back home, back in Northern Ireland, thinking, why Brussels? Why is all this money being spent on a big event in Brussels? Why does it matter to be doing this?
Well, we have to come where the influence and power is, so that we bring some of that back to Northern Ireland. We're a peripheral region of the European Union. That's why we need to come out here to Europe and to talk about all that is happening in Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland has been the recipient of a lot of money from Europe. We want them to see the changes that we've made in Northern Ireland, the fact that we are a positive region, that we are looking to the future and building for the future, and I think we can show that here this evening.
And you really need to be thinking about positive future, given things like the unemployment rate and the state of the current economy.
Well, our unemployment rate is well below a lot of other European regions, but we're not complacent, and we very much see that that's something that we need to tackle, and we are doing that through our economic strategy and our programme for government and everything that flows from that.
How will you mark success from Brussels? How will you mark that this has been something worthwhile, something that maybe Northern Ireland should consider doing more of?
Well, really what we need to make sure is that people have an awareness of what's happening in Northern Ireland and what we're doing in Northern Ireland. For so many years, when people thought of Northern Ireland, they thought of a negative story and had a negative perception of the place. We spent a lot of time last year building up a civic pride in Northern Ireland amongst its people, and indeed welcoming people into Northern Ireland. We did that by building huge buildings like the Titanic Centre, which has been a tremendous success. We've welcomed over 700,000 visitors to that installation since it opened, and of course our new visitor centre on the Giant's Causeway. So there's a lot of good, positive vibes about Northern Ireland, and we really want to share them with the rest of Europe and get them to come and see us.